Day.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to another night of Storm King's Thunder, also known as Split the Party, because you should never split the party. So we are back after a fantastic last Monday of the brand new campaign, Dark Tides, which I think went really well. Really good start to that second session. So if you missed that, check that out on the YouTube. But we're going to jump into tonight's episode. We are back with our Team Alpha, Team Better, which is different than Team Awesome, I think is the other team, Team Thursday. And that brings us back to the Eye of the All-Father Oracle, where we left off from 2 weeks ago. So who would like to recount that awesome battle you guys had with the Uthgart Wormblood Barbarians in this hallway? Any highlights you guys want to point out? Any cool facts you want to remember? Bring us back to where we were, what our final scene was?
Well, I remember I thought, oh yeah, I'll easily jump in here and kill this wormling, but I was going to knock him out so we could have a wormling either to sell or whatever. And you guys slaughtered him, just like outright smashed him like a bug, you know? And so, yeah, that was a little sad, particularly since chat was cheering for the life of the dragon. So
yeah, as I recall, Ian killed it with extreme prejudice.
Yeah, that's because it's living.
True.
That's her favorite enemy.
Everything,
anything alive,
not her. Anything not her favorite enemy. Yeah, so we had a pretty good fight. Anything else you guys recall from that battle? Nothing important. All right.
We were at the door of the place.
Two weeks ago.
They were at the door. You guys hadn't quite got there yet. You were looting bodies. Do you remember what loot you picked up?
Something was magical.
There was something magical.
Sure.
See, if we didn't do these recaps, you guys wouldn't even know what you had. Complaining about never
And there
getting
was
magic items.
And there was a nice axe. Not magic, but nice.
That is true.
I got an amulet. I wanted to make sure it was
also
the right campaign. I'm all like, which game did I get that in?
Yeah, so
yeah,
okay.
so you can't be. There's no way for anybody to, with a divine spell, locate you.
Yes.
Or a ranger ability.
That's right. That's right. He fell off presence from the ranger's sensing ability.
So as long as we encounter whoever Ian's gonna fight beforehand, we can hawk that to him.
Hide it, give it to her enemies, sell it to their enemies. Yep, so you got that. Yeah, the axe. What's going to happen with the axe? I need to hear what's happening with that.
Oh, I tucked it in the bag. To be a backup.
Big two-handed axe. You tucked in what bag?
My bag of holding.
Oh, okay, so it's in the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my backup in case my axe goes bad.
Well, it's much better than your axe.
The axe is back.
Well, the one from this guy was way better crafted than yours.
Me. I did not argue with that.
Oh, okay.
At the same time, my axe is my axe. So.
All right.
My axe brings the orc.
There was a little bit of money, I think, too. There were some gems that probably got written down somewhere.
Yeah, 11.
I was gonna say somebody wrote them down, but it wasn't me.
And then
11,000 gold pieces, a small bag of salt, a bronze. Nope, that was something else. No, that's the same thing. Yeah, bronze gong, 11 gems. Giant says, nope, that was something else, right?
Yep.
Is that before?
Yep.
Oh, well then maybe I wrote it behind this one. Oh, no. Is that one it? No. I have been rewatching the other videos, guys, and I have all those notes. So if you have any questions about what you guys did at at Zymorvan Hall. I have them right here, ready to go. I don't.
Yeah,
have
we
that one in
decided
hand.
for our Shadowrun game, Spammy made us all a like in-game note thing so we could keep notes within the game itself.
Yeah, I did too. It's if you look over on your thing, it's called character sheet.
Oh yeah,
It's got
plenty of
notes.
space.
It's got pages of notes.
We can't even level up when we gain a level. How are we gonna do that?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Okay,
Is
so
that
yeah,
in-
there was
Is that in the
100 gold
bio
piece,
section?
a sack containing 7 100 gold piece gemstones. So make sure you have that written down on somebody somewhere somehow. Because I definitely don't want to hear about how you guys never get any treasure.
Ian, you got it? Or now that I'm the only bag of holding person? Do I gotta-
I do believe I didn't write it down because I thought you were writing it down.
And I may have. I'm pawing through the 5 notes of campaign and trying to sort them as we go. Yep, 1,100 gold pieces, 11 gems, each worth 100. Small bag of salt, bronze gong,
Wrong one.
giant size
Yeah,
necklace
that's
of
the
dragon
one.
fangs. Dang it!
Yep, that's the same
It's
thing
the-
I had.
All right.
That was different.
All right. I don't think you told us, Lucian.
I'm sure I
You-
did. Because you would have
You
got it
told
when you
us
picked
about
the
the
axe up. It
amulet.
came off the same guy. He had the amulet. He had a belt with gems.
And
then
I
he
think that's
had-
what we didn't know what the what they were worth.
Yeah, seven gems worth, approximately. Obviously, you would haggle to get them sold. Approximately 100 gold piece gemstones.
All right, PB, you got those?
Nope.
All right,
Okay,
so you
I do-
guys
I
are
do then. I
sitting
got it
in.
right here.
All right.
So let's see. Let's get back to this again. And you guys are sitting in the Eye of the Allfather, the opening hallway. Everything is gigantic. Everything is built as if made for giants. You guys feel like you're even children. You wouldn't be like even giant children. You'd still be bigger. So this is kind of like the Gulliver kind of thing, or the Jack and the Beanstalk kind of idea here. And bodies are strewn along the floor now. Blood coating over as the cold, turns it to a kind of a viscous black. One more thing I did want to do. I didn't really look up many more things about skinning a dragon because there really isn't rules per se. But what I think we can do is I think you can definitely get the, like you said, you wanted the claws, the teeth, and the scales. Is that what you're trying to get?
Mm-hmm.
So I think you could get a lot of that stuff, but it's going to be heavy. So what are you going to do to carry all of these items that you're hacking apart?
Probably throwing the heavier things with Greybeard until
The
further
Greybeard.
notice.
Okay. So yeah. So the 4 claws, the it is a wormling, so it's only the size of. I want to say it's the size of like a dog or a lion, maybe the size of Nod, not much bigger. It's not like a giant. Let's see what it says here in its little character sheet. That's about the types. It's not really about the size of it. Yeah, I don't even think it doesn't even list it as, it's just a medium, so it's not even a large. So think of it as like maybe the size of a wolf, or maybe the size of a tiger or a lion, that size. So if you were to skin it, you probably could take that to somebody and they could probably make scale mail out of it, like dragon scale mail. It wouldn't be magical or anything, but it would just be built from those, from that material. And then the claws, somebody could turn those into probably some type of bone daggers, weapon-wise, or they could be used for knives. They could be used for the points of a spear or something. If you brought it to a weapons master, that could build that kind of stuff. And the teeth could be probably used as arrow points. None of it's magical. It's just based off of cool the idea of having cool items as your weapons. You yourself probably could make the arrows. You wouldn't need to take them to anybody. You could probably use those to make arrows if you so desired. And in the future, the other things that are valuable from a dragon are things like organs and blood for alchemists and stuff, but you're going to need containers for that can preserve it. So you can't just, put it in a water bag or you got to have stuff to actually carry that stuff around if you're going to do that. So keep that in mind for any other times you guys want to do some of that stuff. All right. So I think that takes care of the treasure stuff. I want to make sure we went and regathered that. The fight has completed. You're in the hallway. Let's see. And initiative is over. You guys have done your searching, and you are now approaching. Or what would the group like to do? You still have some people that are slightly wounded. What's the group's plan?
I think PB's being mugged.
Yeah. Call 911.
Sorry.
Speaking of muting incidents, listening to either the last Storm Kings or the Dark Tides, for some reason my mute button wasn't working. And I'm like dragging the war chest across the floor. It's just this horrible concrete scraping. I probably talked to the house elves at one point. I'm like, why isn't my mute working? But I figured it out. So
We'd have told you if it was bad. I don't
Yeah, okay.
remember it.
All right. Good. Whew. I was embarrassed.
All right, so waiting to hear what the group wants to do. You are in the middle of an impressive temple.
I would really appreciate a short rest. That would be great for me. I'd love it. If I do recall, I don't have my things on.
T-Gray's a little wounded. I don't see.
It's just a flesh
I
wound.
don't even see a cut on Greybeard from where
No.
I'm at.
Nope. I just did killing. I didn't even get touched.
And PB's hiding in the dark somewhere. I don't see her.
I don't either. I can only see Harshnag.
I do remember that I almost died. I don't have my thing up right now, though.
And these guys came from the direction we're going, right?
I think we interrupted them trying to open the door.
Oh. Is there a door ahead of us, Lucian?
Yeah, what do you see on your...
I see a door.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna
Yeah,
go up
so
the
you see
steps.
steps first, and then, you see a door where they had came from.
All right, I will go up the steps to the door.
All right, so let me talk a little bit about that for you. Where's that one? So you come up to basically like a 40-foot stair, 40-foot long flight of steps that lead east, and they ascend 20 feet to a landing, which you are just now getting to. This is next to a pair of 30-foot tall granite doors carved with images of giant gods locked in battles with dragons. They are currently shut. You can tell by looking at the ground here, some of the dust has been disturbed by the footmarks of what you can guess are probably these barbarians that were here. It looks like maybe they were up here. You do not see any damage to the doors. Everything feels very cold. You're here, and they are giant doors. These are big, like the.
Oh, that's right. Every square is actually 10 feet here, right?
Yeah. So these are 30-foot tall granite doors. So think of that like my roof of my house on my second story is probably only 15 feet. That's half of this. So 30 feet is definitely towering doorways. And you see etched in that granite, carved into the granite, the battles of giants tangling with dragons. And you see Harshnag is coming up, and he's kind of walking slowly, and he seems to be quite in awe. You can you get the impression that this is a place he's heard of. This is a place that he is honoring and revered, probably in his culture. And it's the first time he's seeing it, and you're getting that kind of from his facial expression of he's just kind of taking it all in as he's looking at something that is from his heritage, his long ago kingdoms of the giants. Is Ian staying pretty far? Oh, you're back now. You're getting signed in again? Okay. I'll just move you up there.
Yeah, I'll back away from the door so that Harshnag can approach it.
Yeah, he comes up to it, and it looks like these doors look like they need to be able to push in. And he kind of goes up to them first, and he gives it like just a normal kind of push, and it's like you can hear it's just like not even a movement. There's like not even a push. And even 30 feet high is almost as tall. He's not 30 feet high, but he's more than half of it, and the doors don't even budge for a second when he pushes on it. And as he puts his hand on the door, you can kind of see his breath as he says the word, how cold the doors are. And as you're looking, it looks like there's ice has built up in the cracks and the seams, and it looks like some of that ice was chipped away a little bit of it, but not very much. And maybe that's what the barbarians had been doing. We're trying to somehow get these doors open, but had not been successful yet.
All right. I ask him if he thinks the door's frozen, and should I attempt to use fire to start to unseize it.
Yeah, he kind of he kind of looks at it, and he looks to you, and he says, they feel frozen shut. Ice has built up over the years. He says, he kind of looks towards the dwarf because he knows the dwarf has strength too, and he says, "Let us lend our strength to this and see if we can push away this ice buildup." So he kind of gives you a little room, and then you both kind of get up there, and you see the rippling of their muscles and the strain of the. And at first there's nothing, and then you hear like this little popping noise, like ice cracking, and then the doors release and you can hear a little bit of crackling of ice and pushing of some of the buildup, and it falls maybe in the doorway area, and then you guys are able to go ahead and move into the next room. And let me know if you can move into that, or if I've got to remove the.
Yeah, I was able to.
Yeah. Okay.
It's huge. It's just like a grand cavern.
All right, so let's see what you guys can see here. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Okay. So, yeah, as you walk in a little bit, is anybody gonna? I mean, it's dark, obviously. And as you're looking, as you walk in, this is what you as you see. So you see thick frost clings to every surface of this 100-foot high vaulted chamber. So you probably can't even see how high that ceiling is. 7 enormous statues dominate this room. The largest of them is an 80-foot tall robed giant, his arms outstretched and his face hidden beneath a stony cowl. That's this person in the center. It almost seems like there should be lights here that you guys can see.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, Let me build a light.
Okay.
Let me grab a light a second.
Well, would something in here be shedding light?
Yeah. There would be. That's why I was wondering why they didn't have it in here.
Are you drinking Windex, Greybeard?
Yummy.
Nothing better.
It's a blue motorcycle.
Rub me in the nail.
All right. All players see light, and it emits light. So if we do 200 feet, what would happen?
Oh,
Ta-da!
sweet. Nice.
I think we'll light up most of it like this. All right. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. All right. Yeah, so the largest of them is 80-foot tall robe giant, his arms outstretched and his face hidden beneath a stony cowl, facing a glowing archway in the east wall. So that's this area over here. There's a glowing archway. Kneeling in rows to each side of this statue are 6 statues half its size, each impressive in its own right and depicting a paragon of a type of giant. You see hill, stone, frost, fire, cloud, and storm. These smaller statues face the bigger one in the room's center. In their outstretched arms, 5 of these giants hold weapons. The statues are made of stone, but the weapons are not. Gifts for the All-Father. Only the frost giant statue is unarmed. That's what you see as you enter this room. And you hear Harshnag whisper, loud enough that you can all hear, but more of in a reverent tone, on him, the All-Father, as he's looking at the largest of the statues.
I look at the frost giant or GB looks at the frost giant statue, looks at Harshnag's axe, looks at the statue, looks at his axe. Just a thing.
Yeah, and what it's looking like when you look at the... Well, I mean, you're not really too far into the room yet. These are all kind of cursory glances, but feel free to do what you want to do next.
Are they to scale? I mean, is the frost giant about the same size as Harshnag?
No, they're bigger.
All right, so Harshnag's axe probably isn't the one that sits in the statue.
It was a matter of perspective.
Are the cracks in the floor recent, or are they?
You have no
with
way
dust?
to tell. Yeah, it looks like everything's covered with dust. Well, it's actually more covered with frost than it is dust. It feels like this place has been in a snowy climb for generations.
I'll ask Greybeard.
I was going to say, does Finn say that out loud?
Yeah, he'll ask you.
Can I do a history because of my dwarven stone cunning? To
Sure.
tell about the cracks? Not that I'm good at history, but... and this does have a +3, which is not included, so a 10.
But you're a dwarf.
I know.
Yep, no indication of how old they are, no indication of how they were created. As far as you can tell, they might have even been part of the room in the first place. It doesn't seem like it's
A 13 wouldn't have
destroyed.
made a difference, right?
No.
Okay. All right. Because it's 2 times your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. All right. Get tail.
Yeah, and you see Harshnag just basically moving around and looking at the different giants as you guys are doing whatever you're doing.
They're not familiar in any way?
Familiar. Well, they are the depictions of the the gods that each one of them worship. So like Surtur would have been the god the fire giants kind of worship, and this statue down here is kind of a depiction of Surtur, a fire giant, or the fire giant god, paying homage to Anim, who is the father of the giants god. So the highest, kind of like a I guess it would be like, if you had Odin in the center, and Thor and Loki, and all those were surrounding them, kind of the demigods, lesser gods, or the next tier down set of gods. But each one represents one of the main giants. And then he's looking at Thrym. This giant here is the one that has no weapon. Are you guys going around looking around, or who's doing what? Who's going where?
Wander the room.
All right, so
I'm sticking by Finn.
So we'll just kind of go clockwise then as you guys are looking around. You see, and maybe even Harshnag is able to say who these are. So like he recognizes Scorios stone bones, which would be obviously representative of the stone giants. And in his hand is a stone boulder, holding a stone boulder out towards Anim, the Allfather. Then you have Thrym, who has no weapon, holding out, but obviously the weapon is gone. The next one over is Stranmos, who would be the storm giant's god, and he held out to Anim a trident made of what appears to be some type of it has the color in the tincture of adamantine.
How big are these statues?
Each one is, let's set it back up in the description here. So the largest of them is 80 feet tall. The other ones are half that tall, so they're 40 foot. So Anim in the center is an 80-foot tall robed statue. The other ones would be 40 feet tall.
So the weapon that was possibly in the frost giant. So it looks like the frost giant statue did have a weapon at one point.
It's the only one that doesn't have a weapon in his hands, as you're seeing as you're looking at the rest of them.
But is the statue shaped as if it should have been holding one?
Yeah. It looks like it should have. Memnor is the cloud giant, holding what appears to be a spear. Surtur, the fire giant god, here down in the bottom, it has holding out an iron greatsword. And Gronlantur, the hill giant, has a giant bone great club held out towards Anim, the Allfather. So as you look around, so it's a giant room, cavernous. You see these statues. The other things you're seeing as you're looking around the rooms, there's 2 sets of double doors to the north and south, currently closed. The glowing portal-like structure to the east, which appears to be an archway and has runes etched around it, glowing. And that is all you see with a general walking around of the room.
T-Gray, can you read the runes?
I can ritual comprehend language if no one can read them.
Are they giants or? Are they
Yeah, so let me turn your volume back up because I turned it way down again. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so Harshnag will follow T-Gray over, or I'm sorry, Coffee. And so you see 6 mithril inlaid runes that seem to glow along this archway. As you're looking at them, Harshnag is not sure, but he points to one of them, and he says that's the Ice, I-S-E, Ice rune, also known as the Frost rune in Giant.
And there's six runes?
But he doesn't recognize the other 5. He recognizes only the one.
All right, I will begin a comprehend languages ritual.
Okay. You go ahead and
So
put that
I can
in
understand.
chat.
Okay, hold on one second.
Hey, is there a way you can turn on PB's health bar?
PB's health bar should be on, but I can check it.
Can you not see? Well, I guess I can see mine.
I can see Greybeards and coffees. Like
Says bar
And
number
Harshnag.
1, C.
I'm at about over.
Oh,
Half?
because it
A
should be
little
bar
over half.
number 2. That's why. How about that?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
you are wounded.
Oh yeah.
And Finn, you do notice Greybeard is sticking unusually close to you.
It says the spell does not decode secret messages in
Yeah.
a text or glyph.
So that's the bottom part. Is it's so your 10 minutes goes by, and you do recognize that it's magical, but these are glyphs. These are not a language as per se.
So one said Harshnag recognized the one for
He
frost.
called it and he called it the Ice rune, I-S-E rune, and it's also known as, he says it's also known as the Frost rune. I've seen this before, but I do not
And is
recognize
there-
the others.
Is there ice or frost in this room?
Oh well,
Guess we had
the
some
whole
on the
place
door.
so far has been frost covered because you guys are up in the northern mountains, and everything seems to be covered with some ice or frost a little bit.
I'm gonna gather some frost and ice in my hand and place it on the rune. See if anything happens.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, you were able to gather up some frost from the corners, from the edges, and as you place it against the sigil, you don't see anything happen. They do glow, as if they are powered, and the center part is glowing like a bluish misty color, maybe even like the color of Greybeard's drink. Radiates from that whole section.
Then I'm gonna toss the frost into the archway, and what happens?
You don't see anything happen. It looks like it goes into this glowing, the glow of it, and then you don't see anything past that. It's like the brightness of the glow is too much to see anything that happened, or like anything that happened when you threw it in.
All right, but it didn't like hit something and fall down. It went through.
You couldn't tell. Yeah, you couldn't quite tell. Not with like just frost or something.
If we assume that frost glyph is for the frost giant in the room, is there any way to kind of discern by the shape of those if they're specific to the other giants? Like, is there one that looks like it's on fire, or?
No, they are not. Let me see. That's a good question.
Like an investigation roll, or?
Is there an order to the runes, like 3 on one side, 3 on the other,
Yeah, like is
that
this a
line up
puzzle?
with the?
It isn't necessarily a puzzle. They go in an arch around the archway itself. Looking at it, you don't think there's a pattern that follows the statue, because the ice rune, which is for the frost one, is down near the bottom. It's the first rune on the left, or on the left side, but that doesn't seem to correspond to. It's the first one on the left side, and then there's other runes that go up around the archway. at a couple of the intervals on the sides.
I asked Arshnag if this portal means anything to him.
He shakes his head and he looks to you and he says, no, I apologize. I've never been to this temple. I've only heard of its location and heard stories of what it can do, but I've never been here before, and all of this is new to me. As he's looking around in wonder still.
Maybe we should try these other doors then before we tackle the portal.
Yeah, I agree. I go over to the... Oh, I pinged on the OBS, but not on the map. I guess let's go... Start... These are the doors, right?
There's 2 sets to the north and there's 2 sets to the south.
So yes, those are the doors. So I start and I come over here and I look at it just to see if it looks nefarious at first glance. Oh, thanks, Finn.
I'm noticing these cracks in the ground and how they separate each statue out into like a separate section.
And then they start
From the Allfather. That looks bad for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these hallways that seem... Are those 3 dots like a iron gate or something that comes down?
Like a portcullis.
Okay.
Is that a...
But is
Alright.
it to bar giants, or could we just slip through?
I've got a hammer. I will put it to work. Yep. How long is it going to take?
Well, with my giant strength, do I do siege damage?
It would probably tell you on the item.
Alright, well, I guess I will
Oh,
lend my Tavern Brawly fists or my... I think I have a hammer.
Hey, give me that axe. Little lightning, little thunder.
I'm telling you, these are lethal weapons now. I got the Tavern Brawler skill. says you. They're weapons. All right. They do dagger damage, sir.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, I get. Oh, I'll get Worm's Blood's great axe out and use that. Yeah, sure. I'm not going anywhere more than 5-10 feet away from Finn. This is all full of god stuff, and giants and dwarves are not.
I'm checking the southern doors. Are they covered in the same ice?
Ooh, a couple of people saying they can't hear you, SirLucien, for some reason.
Oh, yep, I muted because I coughed and then didn't bring it back up. Yep, I'm back. Sorry.
Maybe we should post a watch on the door in case somebody surprises us like we surprised that last party.
And you are making a lot of noise now.
Yeah.
So 30 minutes goes by, and you guys are able to chip the ice away on this door. And then what's everybody else doing during that 30 minutes?
Trying to decide if I'm going to Misty Step past this porcos. But I've decided to not do that because no one else can go with me.
I can. I think it's a horrible idea, though.
It is a horrible idea. We are kind of the split the party types, though.
Yeah, yeah. Where'd he go? Where'd you go?
Oh, if this wasn't a room full of God and those runes I didn't think were magic, I was going to say, PB, you better make a perception check because Chibi's going for it.
So, can we open the door?
Yep. If nobody wants to do anything else for their half hour, we can.
Is that a short
I'm going to
rest?
ask Harshnag to
Short rest
put
is
his,
an hour.
put his weapon in the Frost Giant statue's hands.
Okay, so yeah, Harshnag moves over to it and he kind of gives you a nod. But when you look at it, the hands are much bigger than his axe. But he puts the axe on the giant's hands, and you don't see anything happen. He can rest him on the hands as if they're placing him out. But you can tell, like, even the handle of it is not the same size as kind of the other ones. It's like they're slightly bigger. They're slightly more grandiose. They don't look like they're just plain. It looks like you need, whatever weapon was here.
All right, it's worth a shot.
But nothing happens in the room. Yeah. And actually, I think there's what they say is there's some scones in these walls that are lit with a faint
eat 'em.
light.
Sconces, yeah,
Yeah,
scones.
scones. There you go. Scones.
I always called him scones. And Pseudo Dragon.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. So the 30 minutes goes by, and you guys crash open this door, and you're able to move into the next room there. And then stay there for a second as I get to the right spot. All right, so what you kind of see when you walk into here is stairs, obviously similar to the ones that you came in the first room, that lead up to another platform, and then from that platform appear to lead up to another level as far as you can see. And it looks like it continues on to some type of hallway that you can see just in front of you.
Is there dust on the floors? Has it been used at all?
It looks pretty... let's see.
I'll peek around the corner.
Yeah. So you see a statue, a stone giant statue that stands in an alcove. You see a hallway, and then it appears to be kind of a wraparound room.
So I'm gonna go to the other hallway going south and see if that goes to a door, which it
Yep.
does.
So yeah, you kind of wind around, and you see stairs on either side. So it looks like it's 2 sets of stairs that lead up to a platform, and then from that platform, 2 more sets of stairs go up, and there must be some type of level above that you don't see, where the ceiling is blocking. And then, yeah, you see the ice-encased double doors that would match the other side, leading to the room.
Alright, saves us from breaking those. Alright, I'm gonna slowly go north here and look into this hallway.
All right, so yeah, I would say go ahead and stop there a second. So what you're kind of seeing, what looks to be like probably quarters or places where those that came to visit the temple may have been able to stay while they were here. As you get to that one little spot, that's kind of what this looks like. But I also think we're going to take our first 5-minute break here real quick. I want to get some water, and we'll come back as we continue to explore northward into the Eye of the Allfather here.
Cool.
All right. So we stay tuned. We got plenty more to go. We're exploring this awesome temple. Don't go away. We'll see what happens. All right, we're back. Here we go. All right, so Tigray, that's kind of what you're seeing. You're seeing 60-foot hall, basically, it's stretching northward. You can see alcoves, and as you look inside, are you getting close enough so that you can actually look in one, or?
Yeah, I'll actually go into one to the right here.
Yeah, and so you can see like some frost-covered couches, probably the size of like beds. You see some just furs that look like they've been there for a long time, strewn about on a couple of the couches. It doesn't look like it was used, but it just looks like it's been here a while. What's everybody else doing
long
while
rest area?
Yeah, what's everybody else doing while Coffee moves kind of forward there?
Just kind of guarding the mid-ground there between wherever Coffee's going and or the rest of the party.
I will see that my party is gone, and I'll leave my post, making sure no one was there, and I just jog over to the door.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and Harshnag will go through the door here now too as he comes up behind you guys.
Yeah, I'm just slowly checking each one of these rooms as I go forward.
Can we close the main double doors that we came through?
Now that you've cleared the ice, yeah, they don't appear to lock, but you can't. They're not broken by any means. They are doors that open and you can close them if you wish.
Can we, the three of us, run back and shut them and trap them or spike them so that they can't be pushed in?
Which doors do you mean? The ones you just came through, or do you mean the first set?
No, the big set that it took Harshnag and Greybeard to open.
Oh, right. Yeah, so yeah, those can be closed, but it doesn't look like they can be locked.
I understand.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have something to try to pin them with.
Well, unless the other group brings a giant, I'm not too worried about them pushing them open. I just don't want us to be hit from behind.
Yeah. Okay. Coffee, stop. You move far enough ahead. That's probably several minutes here. Where's the rest of the group as he's moved up the hallway here?
I'm thinking that's a great name for a chain of coffee convenience stores. Thinking about my future.
Coffee stop.
Some coffee stops.
Coffee stop.
Make sure to talk to coffee later.
Yeah.
TM that.
Mm-hmm.
Writing that one down in.
And did you look in the
Business
cells to the left, Coffee, or did you just do the ones on the right as you went up?
I looked in the cells to the right and the left, and I saw that one cell that
Okay.
had something interesting.
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that one too here in a second. Okay.
Okay.
But let me get, so you guys are just, Coffee's kind of gone off into the gloom of this long hallway. And you guys lose sight of him.
I'm like, he has magic. He'll be fine.
Because it's
Sure
definitely
there's no
like,
such thing as like a cone of silence or anything.
yeah, he's like at least 200 feet into this hallway so far.
And then the black puddings came.
Real shame.
I should just
really like
message
coffee
Greybeard.
stops.
Oh my god!
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So you guys are there. So Coffee, then I'm going to...
I'm going to be bringing up the rear with our giant friend.
Okay, so do you go over and look at least a little bit, or do you just see it from the doorway?
I see it from the doorway, and I'm going to investigate.
All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you this little blurb in a whisper, I think. So, is it / whisper? Coffee, does that work? Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, are we really invested on the tavern idea, Greybeard? Or like, what's your opinion on coffee?
I like coffee. And I actually have coffee and pipe weed in my pack.
So, what about a coffee stop? What do you think of that as a name? For a location where you only get coffee and maybe tea, RIP.
Could you get a sconce or two?
I'll be asking Harshnag what he thinks we should be doing here in the holy place of his ancestors. I mean, if we're here for answers,
Oh wait, so, say that again.
I'll be asking Harshnag what he thinks we should do since we're in the holy place of his ancestors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he looks at you and he says, "We're here for answers." Nice. That is what we should be focused on.
But first, our health. We need to make sure.
Oh yeah. As he's looking at these rooms, I mean, these rooms appear to be exactly what you would think they would be for. They're for visitors to stay.
Was this a tourist attraction? Or
Harshnag kind of looks to you. Leaders of the giants would come here to seek advice, as they believed that this was a direct connection to Anim, the Allfather, but it's been so few have been here since this was all before, even before the war with the giants and the dragons. So this is so far in the past that many don't even know of this existence anymore. There's probably very few giants that even know of this place any longer.
But it's before the ordaining, then?
Way before.
So we're really here to commune with your god.
I'm going to go back to the party and tell them that there's several of these rooms that look like resting areas and stuff for people coming in. Though one of them has a crack in it that is leading off to the west. That's not big enough for Harshnag, but the rest of us could probably fit down it.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and move. You can move all the way back down to where they are.
Worth exploring, or should we go up the stairs and look up above? Because the rest of the stuff north is just repetition of these rooms for resting.
Yeah, Harshnag sees you come back, and he's like, "Did you see a weapon of any sort laying about, or discarded in some way, or something that might fit the giant statue while you were up there?"
I believe I did not, right?
The ones that, let's see, the up to the ice thing, you had not seen any up into the. If you checked left and right, I didn't quite see where you'd went when you moved up there.
Yeah, and I was going to check all the way up until the dead end
Yeah.
at the top.
So the up to the spot you're at now, you had not seen it quite yet.
Okay, I was going to keep going all the way forward.
Okay, so let's stop you a second then. Let's go right here.
I think I did that while you were talking.
Yeah. So go back about 40 feet. All right, and 10 more feet. Let's see. So this is So right about that point, you feel. Well, go ahead and do a perception check for me first. Let's see what you discern here.
Pudding!
No, the horror. Oh, I'm
nice.
on
Nice.
it.
So through this section, let me draw a second. Something dawns on you. And it's right about here when you think about it, and then, well, I want this to be a straight line, but imagine this being a straight line.
Okay.
So as you pass that, you've realized that this floor that you're walking on has a slight incline. So the north part of the room is slightly higher than the south part of the room. And as you get to the point that you're at now, you feel a large chunk of the stone floor drop about an inch. And you hear a mechanical clicking noise as the floor that you're standing on makes kind of like, maybe not like just the slightest of a shudder.
As if I went over a pressure plate or something?
Something, yeah. The floor definitely moved, different than any of the other parts of the floor you were on. And then along the hallway, instantaneously, let's see what you can see. So you can see there. So let me draw it again. This, I guess I'll just paint it on. Let's use that color. So we'll say you see this and this. A stone, like a wall of stone, just seems to push up from the ground, almost like you've seen the spell that creates stone, almost fills the entire alcove opening, and you see it happen here and here all instantaneously just after the floor has shuddered. Those of you down at the bottom, you see this alcove turn into like a wall of stone in this area here. And you hear the noises of what it sounds like the rippling of stone further up the hall, but you can't see Coffee at this point. Okay.
Wasn't me.
Yeah. So that happens. Now everybody needs to roll, choose your token, and then roll initiative.
Woohoo!
Okay. Let me get Harshnag.
I kind of like that feature of the .13 stuff, so that Dex is automatically in there. It's interesting that it doesn't do that for everybody, because when someone has like a 3 and someone else has a 3, it would matter.
Yeah, you have to turn it on in your options.
Oh, is that what GB was talking about?
Yeah.
And my 7th level ability for my Berserker was I always have advantage in initiative.
Okay, Coffee.
Cool.
You are able to. Your turn, so you get to move. So the floor below you has shuddered. You see the stone form in these alcoves, so that you can no longer. I mean, it's like it's completely covered.
So it basically became a wall.
Yep.
Huh.
From the parts that you can see. You had not seen the axe in any of the... You haven't seen the 2 rooms that are right north of you yet. All the rooms behind you did not contain anything but beds that are covered with frost and some furs that have been loosely strewn on them, but not as if they've been used in decades. All similar, all identical.
Okay, so I think I know what's behind me. I am going to...
And remember, the squares are 10-foot squares.
Right. This freaks me out, so I'm going to go into Blade Song.
Okay.
I'm going to
So that's
run
an action to cast Blade Song, or is that a bonus action?
bonus.
Okay, so your bonus action, you cast Blade Song, as we'll put that on there for you.
Then I'm gonna go 40. I'm gonna run 40 feet forward. And are those doors closed ahead of me as well?
What you see there, yes, they. You see stone in these alcoves. Let me get rid of this window so I can do that. There we go. So that stone has raised up in these alcoves, but you see the back wall now that you've moved far enough ahead. You can see that you're at the end of the hallway. Is at the end of the hallway there.
Okay,
So,
there's nothing here.
Well, you don't see anything in the hallway. You've not checked. You've not moved close enough to check the last 2 rooms.
And they're closed off by the stone anyways.
Stone at the moment. Yep.
Okay, so I don't see anything at the end of this hallway.
Correct.
All right, then I will run back the way I came. And that, I think it's it for me for this round.
All right. So we'll move this to 9. I should just put the minus in so I didn't have to do it. Greybeard, you are able to act. You see and hear stone forming in these alcoves, and it sounds like it's happening all the way up the hallway as much as you can tell. But you can't quite see that far up.
Stone forming. Okay. This statue behind us isn't like coming to life or anything, right?
You check over your shoulder. It doesn't appear to.
Okay. And I can't see Tigray.
No, not at all.
And he hasn't yelled out or anything.
Mm-mm.
I guess,
Unless he wants to yell out a 6-second message.
I have nothing to yell at right now. Other than, was it me?
Yeah, you heard, wasn't me. Wasn't me. Me.
Okay. All right. I will ready in action.
And this is before you told him about the tunnel, right? Because this is
Yeah, they
when
haven't.
You,
They
okay.
haven't heard about the tunnel yet.
Gotcha.
I'll ready in action if I'm attacked. Go ape and
Okay.
axe him.
All right. All right. So this is gonna happen from the wall. To there. I'm gonna draw a shape, and I want it to be. There's a way to do this. Hold Alt. That's what I want to do. Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize they had it already as a token. Never mind. Do you see that, Tigray?
Yes.
All right. Don't say anything. Do a... All right, so what you need to do for me... whisper a... Let me do this. I'll send you another message.
Okay.
I want this to surprise them too.
Remember that wormlings we saw it? It's the wormling mother, father, Smog.
And you might have to just... I don't know if there's a way to do it from the character sheet or if you type it in.
Yeah, okay, I'll just type it in.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just /W, and then I think... Well, I don't know how you would... Or is it slash GM roll? It's a slash GM roll, and only me and you can see it.
It's slash W GM.
Then slash roll.
Yeah, then slash roll. That's what we had to do for the Tonk game, I think.
Nah, it didn't work.
No. Do slash GM roll, all one word. And then the only two people that can see it is the GM and the person who typed it. So slash GM roll, and then, yeah, your... Uh-oh.
Oh, it is. It's slash GM roll 1D whatever. It's up in the...
yeah. So, you slide to the... let me think how I can say this.
Yeah, I know what I would want to do.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know.
Yeah. How about that?
Perfect.
All right.
That's exactly what I want to do.
And yeah, go ahead and place yourself in the right spot for that. Yeah.
That'll work.
Okay. So Harshnag, also following your lead, Greybeard unslings his axe. He's not sure. He's looking at the statue because he kind of saw you glance at that statue, and he looked at it, and then he's looking at the stone walls, and he's looking around, but he's not sure. And if something gets close to him, he will swing his axe. Finn, what would you like to do?
All right, so Tigray disappears off into the darkness. I'm sorry, Coffee disappears off into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Walls scream up.
Mm-hmm.
He'll move up 50 feet.
Okay. You see that the archways, you can tell where these archways were because the stone that is formed in them, obviously of some type of magical source, has covered them, but it's not the same stone that the whole rest of the hallways are made out of. So it's very clear that these stone archways have been filled in with stone magically somehow.
And he will yell, Coffee. In a concerned voice.
Yeah. So you guys are not too far away. But would you still be able to hear? Let me see how far that is, really. So 250 feet. That's not very many yards, right?
I got rid of the listen check.
That's less than 100.
Yeah, it's about 60 yards.
So so think about on a football field. I mean, you could yell. Yeah, so let's do so you yell.
Perception, maybe?
You yell out, and then we'll have Coffee yell what you want to yell to Coffee, and then I'll have him do a perception check to see how well he's able to hear what you said.
That's a questioning Coffee.
Oh, okay. So
Coffee.
yeah. So
question mark.
You yell his name with a question
Exclamation
mark.
point.
Coffee, go ahead and do a perception check to see if you're able to legibly hear what he said. Yeah, so you hear your name called out. And actually, perception check for Finn now. And Nod, right? Nod has... What kind of perception does Nod have?
He's sent, but I'll roll it anyway, right?
No, it's not a scent one. So just do a regular one. Yeah. Yeah, you could do one for him and you. Perception. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you hear a rumbling that you thought at first was the stone archways being filled with stone, but now you think there might be a rumbling getting closer to you. And that's interfering with what you're hearing, Coffee, because it's pretty loud as it goes as you near where you are. It's much louder
Right.
than it is where they are.
When it goes by, I'm gonna yell at them anyway.
Yeah.
Run, you fools!
Yeah. Finn might hear that. I don't know if the rest of them would. They're pretty far down. And the noise of this thing is going to drown out some of that. So anything else from Finn and Nod? Okay.
Not that I can think of. That was our move.
So we already talked. Ian. You see Finn move forward. You've seen and heard the stone filling these archways. Harshnag unlooses his axe and stands at the ready, as does our dwarf and barbarian. Coffee's been gone now probably for 10 minutes, somewhere up to the north of this hallway.
And I just heard the incredibly grating sound of.
You can
stone
do,
being
yeah, you could do a perception
filling
check
up.
too. Yeah. Because don't you have pretty good
I have
perception?
a 20 passive. I have a 20
Yeah.
passive.
So you're hearing the noise of the stone archways filling with stone. You're hearing the rumbling of stone quite a bit. Definitely down the hallway, for sure.
You probably hear it too. I mean, I can't imagine it's just like a little bit of stone. I don't know what the fuck to do. I move up a little bit just to see WTF. I don't know where I was. Oh no, I've made a mistake. Where was I? Was I right here? I forgot that these
Sure.
are big squares.
Yeah, 10.
So I could get about there. I moved up to about right here. And I call up to Finn and I'm like, what can you see? What's up ahead? Can you see Coffee?
Just a wall of darkness.
Oh, well, that doesn't make me feel good.
But I can hear something. Low
Aside
rumbling.
from the stuff. Fuck.
Yeah,
I
you
take
definitely
out my
hear
bow.
rumbling stone, for sure. I think you both definitely hear rumbling stone.
I take out my. Don't worry, guys. That was just a moth that I saw out of the corner of my eye, not a strange man looking through my window.
But that's what your brain thought it was.
Yeah, I just saw him moving out of the corner of my eye. God, I hate being next to the window. I just yell out after I say that. I just yell out Coffee, and I take out my in a very stern like, "What are you doing? Get back here!" Sort of, sort of the mom sound, but way more annoyed and with a lot less love. And I pull out my bow and arrow, and I'm ready for awfulness to occur because that's our lives now.
All right. Coffee, you're up.
And
Oh, go ahead if you have more.
I was just gonna ready an attack for if I saw something malicious coming to
Oh,
attack
okay.
us.
Okay, yep. All right, Coffee. You
Oh boy.
It's making a lot of noise, and I think it's going to interfere with trying to communicate just by yelling.
My question is, where is it?
Yeah, that's a good question. In the darkness.
Did I see it go somewhere?
Yeah, you saw. I'll draw it just so you can. This is funny because we're trying not to give it away. We'll freehand it. It went this way.
Okay, so Coffee's gonna get up. I'm going to cast. Haste on myself.
Okay, what order are you getting up first, or are you going to cast haste? Can you cast while laying on the ground? I assume you can.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I would think spells you'd have to be standing, or that'd be weird. Yeah, we would have people
Yeah,
laying down casting spells. I don't think.
I'll stand.
So standing's half your movement. Remember that. Going from prone to standing.
Right. Then I'll cast.
Okay.
That's my
Action or bonus?
Action.
Yep, action.
So I still have half my movement,
Yeah.
which is now doubled. And I have a bonus dash.
Well, I would think of it this way: once your haste goes off, you have 60 feet, but you've used 15 feet to stand up. So you'd have 45 feet left. Right? Does that make sense?
Okay. And then haste gives me an additional action,
Right.
which is it's going to be interesting. This is going to be like a math problem.
Welcome to D&D, folks.
All right. So prior to haste, I was, because of Blade Song, I had 40 movement. So 20 of that,
So, yeah.
20 of that's gone to stand up, right?
Yep. Yep.
So I have 20 movement left, and I did my action, and then I get an additional
40.
dash action because of haste. Correct?
Right. Yeah. You got 40 feet of movement and an action that you can do as a dash. So another 40 feet.
But that 40 is actually 80 because haste doubles your movement.
Right, but it won't double a dash. It doubles your movement score. So like your score is your speed on your character sheet is.
Yeah, with Blade Song it's 40, with haste it's 80.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's any rule that talks about doubling twice.
It's not technically doubled twice because my 30 went to 40
Okay,
because of
I
Blade
think
Song,
that's right.
and
I
then
think it's 80.
haste is the double.
Yeah. So you have 80. You've
Plus
used
the 20 I still had.
Yeah.
So I can go 100 instead of my 160
Right.
if I was fully. So, in that I could go 100, I start going south at a run.
Okay. Yeah. Just go a few of them, and you'll see. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Am I going faster than that at this point?
It's still going to move faster than you. It's almost like you're in this weird spot of 6 seconds where you've moved, and now yeah, it's weird. I don't even know how to explain it because it moves way faster than you do.
So it moves faster than 160.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm not catching up, but I can at least see it.
Yeah.
Now the question
this is where the movement of D&D will break down.
Yeah, totally, because of
what's happening. Yeah.
The interspersed actions.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna be yelling the whole time. Run! Get out of its way!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you guys start to hear filtering down the hallway above the rumbling sound, and the closer you get, it's definitely making way more noise. I would say Finn and Greybeard and Ian start to hear over the grumbling or the rumbling of the stone, run, echoing off of the hallway. So that puts your blade song at 8. Greybeard, you will still be able to react at this point, so you can do something.
We have heard him yell, "Fly, you fools!" or "Run."
You've heard "run" echo slightly, quiet, just over the rumble of sounds of stone.
So if my movement was 35, it would be 4 squares.
Yeah, ish. Yeah, about that.
This is where I wish I had a light spell. One simple cantrip would have been perfect for this.
Yeah. Illuminate the whole area.
All right.
All right. And then again,
Ready
I'll
in
say
action?
yeah, but I'll say something to Finn like, what's coming? And then I'll ready my axe.
All right. So this is what you guys see.
Show me the rock,
Yep.
Indy.
Are you gonna bowl just a boulder at them?
Oh.
Oh, it's quite legitimately a boulder. Oh, well, this is gonna suck.
So it moves 200 feet per 6 seconds, rumbling down the hallway. Each of you have the ability to try to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
No. My first
What,
roll was the 2.
What's the result of a dexterity saving throw in this case?
We're going to have to come up with something here because this is going to be a weird case of... There's no way you can avoid it if you're staying on the back of the lion. What you're trying to do to avoid this is to kind of dive to the corners of the hallway, or it's just going to run you over, or you're just going to take the hit.
Can I Misty Step through it?
I believe Misty Step is possible. Is it a reaction spell?
It's a bonus action.
Then no, it's not your turn. It's a reaction. It has to be a reaction spell if it's going to be not on your turn. Greybeard Dex.
Yep. And I do have my
Danger
Danger
sense.
Yep.
Gives you something if you can see
Advantage.
it, which you could.
Yep. Advantage on dex saves.
Okay.
So, okay. So, I'm assuming it is a dexterity save?
Dexterity save with advantage. I think at this point you like Finn for either you just try to take what it's going to do to you, or you dive one way and you tell Nod to go the other way if you're both going to try to avoid being hit. If you just try to stay and ride on him, I don't think that's going to work. Okay. Finn was an 11. Nod. Okay. So
He
this
heard
is
stay here instead of jump to the side.
this is where it gets bad.
Catch it.
This is where it gets really bad. All right. So Ian, Finn, and Nod, although trying to dive to the corner of the floor where the floor meets the wall, you do not quite make it in time as this thing that's moving 200 feet per 6 seconds rolls by and clips all of you. Here we go.
This is such an illogical trap for humans. This is a great trap for giants. It doesn't make any sense for humans.
The dexterity save is not super high. Like it's a really low number for you guys to make, but you rolled low is the problem. All you had to beat was a 12. So what we see is Greybeard, you're able to throw yourself to the corner where the wall meets the floor and it rolls past you with no damage at all. The rest of you take 66 points of bludgeoning damage as it smashes into you and knocks you onto the ground. And Harshnag actually needs to make his Dex saving throw. Does he have a special
It needs to be
one?
with advantage because he's only like halfway in. He's not even in the hallway. He's not even really in the path of it.
Oh, actually, let's see. No, I think his What are they showing on the picture there? I guess it's not. I guess it hasn't hit him. It's right about to hit him. Yeah, so he is not. No, I'm going to say he moved a little forward. I don't think he would have left. I think he would have been maybe there. I want to make him take this
for
shot.
sure he would have.
I don't think he would have. He takes it too. So he's going to take the 66 also. And he gets bowled back. It just kind of shoves him over here, throws him prone. And then what you see is the rock is hurtling down towards the end of the hallway. I'm guessing that's a lot of people that are unconscious.
Yep.
All right, and it's not bad enough that you would not have. I don't think that's like an insta-death, right? We don't have to look that rule up.
No, thanks to all the healing. Otherwise, it would have been.
Well, what constitutes instant death?
It has to be if the
Double?
damage is over your hit point maximum. So if it brings you down and then you still have over your hit point maximum, I think that would kill you.
Yeah, I think it's that much damage in a single hit, in a single turn. All right, so
It's if the remaining damage exceeds your maximum hit points.
Yeah.
So if you had like 1 hit point and only 64 hit points max, that would have outright killed you.
yeah. Okay, so you and Nod are thrown to the side. Ian's crushed against the wall there. That brings us to Harshnag's been hit. Ian was hit. Ian would have to make a death save. As the rock continues to roll down the hallway. Giant rock. Success. 1 success. Brings us back up to coffee. Oh, actually, the rock goes on the 15, so Finn, you take a death save also. Sorry. Jesus. 25. Oh, you missed it by getting up. One more, you'd have got up. All right. Nod will have to be resummoned. Is that how he works? Yeah. Okay. All right, Coffee, you hear the rock. You hear grunts and groans, yells of pain. You don't quite see. Maybe you can see the light of. I don't know who else has light down there. Anybody? No, you guys are all like just using dark vision, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you only see 60 feet, so you don't see what's happening.
Okay, I'll run 80 feet.
It's okay. Action to run or your movement. There's
And
your
then
movement.
another 80 feet.
So so dash then.
Yeah, that was my dash, and I have
Yeah.
1 extra action.
So now you can see Finn lying crushed on the floor, Nod crushed on the floor. Greybeard looks like he's about to maybe get to his feet. If you can see that far, can you see? He might.
I
be a
can
little
just
far
see
out.
Greybeard, yeah.
Yeah. So you see movement maybe from him. Finn is motionless. Nod is motionless. You
All right, I
probably
will
don't see anything else.
do my third action to run to Finn, and that'll be everything I got.
Okay. Yeah, and then you probably see the stone crushing into Ian as you get to that spot.
No one listens to me. I said run.
Greybeard, you are up. The stone has swooshed by you. You are prone. So you use half your movement to stand.
Okay.
And then you can do what you need to do.
Is the boulder
Finn's in character right now.
is the boulder in that nice?
New
Is
character.
is the boulder in that position right there?
Yeah, moving at extremely a fast. I mean, don't think of it as motionless. Like, even your
Okay.
full 6 seconds, it's in motion that whole time,
Okay.
moving 200 feet. In the 6 seconds.
So as I'm like popping to my feet, I see that Coffee is there by Finn's side, and I guess I will move this way to try to medicine kit Ian.
Yeah. So what you see is, we're gonna say it moves, and what happens is, the statue at the bottom of the hallway animates to life and catches the stone with its hands, and it stops.
It's not rolling it back at us.
It begins to roll back up the hallway.
Come on.
But it's moving slower. You can see that it's going to begin to push it back up the hallway.
All right.
But it's still your turn.
So seeing that happen, I guess I grab Ian, and is there any chance of squeezing through this space?
Probably had you had more movement,
Okay.
but I don't think you would have enough to move both her and you. And did you actually administer the...
I did not. That's why I was trying to decide whether, because I do get 2 squares of movement.
Yeah, you wouldn't get any further through it.
Okay.
You'd have to go past her square and the next square. You wouldn't get out of the room.
All right. I guess I'll go ahead and if I do the medicine check, is she gonna, can I like tuck her in the corner?
As an action, sure.
Yeah,
As
that's
your
what
action.
I'll do.
Okay.
All right, that's what I'll do.
So you kind of place her so she's along the wall, the edge of the wall and the floor.
Yep.
Okay. Any last parts of your movement?
You know what? Is there a way? I'll even do this. I will use my bonus action to rage, and then I will just plank over top of Ian and just take the hit so she doesn't take any more damage.
Okay, so that's what you're going to try? Okay.
Yep.
All right, I like it. So at 15, the ball begins to move. It finishes its course. The stone statue comes alive and catches it. That's its turn. Finn, death save. Two successes, almost up, or almost stabilized. Harshnag stands, throws his entire weight against this stone ball to try to nudge it, tries to move it, tries to hold it. But we can't quite tell what's happening on the other side of him. So we'll move on to Ian. Death save, please. Ooh, 1 fail for Ian. One success, 1 fail. 2 successes for Finn. Top of the round, Coffee is up. You are standing over Finn.
I am going to...
You're not sure if he's breathing.
But I also see that this ball is starting to move back in
All
our
you've
direction.
seen that is it stopped. It stopped at the end of the hallway.
Okay, so I will make sure that all his limbs and stuff are squished into the corner as best as possible.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
would be a action to maneuver him.
And my movement will be to get down prone, facing him, slapping his face, trying to wake up, wake up.
Okay.
But making sure that if this thing comes back or another one comes from the other direction, we're not going to get crushed again.
Okay. Okay, so Blade Song goes to 6. Greybeard. So the statue's been caught, or the stone ball has been caught. You still have action if you want, or you can just follow through with your plan.
So he managed to stop it.
He caught it. Yeah, the giant stone statue that you saw caught the ball.
Oh, I thought Harshnag managed to stop it. I'm gonna stick to my plan. I guess. Or
Okay.
wait. I thought he was already rolling it back.
Not yet. It's been caught.
Okay. But I'm in the initiative. I'm up again in the round.
Yeah.
So I would still have to pop up with half initiative, and I couldn't get us out of here.
No, not from the prone, probably.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have to hold the spot and.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you
for...
see, you
But,
all
healing
then.
kit, you still have your action.
What?
Oh yeah,
You
you're
still
right.
have your action.
Yeah, I don't want to deny you that.
You have your action. You still have your full turn to do whatever you want. So you could healing kit and then.
Oh yeah. That's right. Okay. Yep, I will do that. So let's hit that medicine check. I'm sorry.
She doesn't want to roll a 1 because that could be the end of Ian.
Yeah, I've got a
No, I don't
negative.
want it to damage.
I've got a negative to this roll too. So I'm
You
sorry.
get what is healing kit? An advantage? Or
You
no,
know?
it just auto stabilizes you, isn't it? Isn't that what healing?
Oh
is?
yeah, I think it is. I believe.
Yeah, I think that
That's why
that
we
is
got 'em.
right. Because everybody's got one.
Yeah.
I made sure when we left camp.
Healing
I
kit.
don't know what it's called. Kit. Climber's kit. Med
No,
kit,
why am I not
poisonous
finding it? It
kit,
must be in the player's
healer's kit.
handbook.
It's a healer's kit.
There it is, healer's kit.
Yeah, it's just use one of the.
Yeah, you're
When
supposed
it-
to be keeping track because the kit has a certain amount
10.
of charges.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah, so make sure you're keeping track of that. Okay.
Alright.
All right. Ian is stabilized. No more death saves for Ian. Now we see, before it's Finn's turn, the ball begins to roll slowly back up the hallway. The stone statue behind is pushing and rolling the ball back. It's an animated statue, and it moves back up 20 feet. Though it is moving slow enough that it is easy for you to press yourself into the sides and not take damage. So because you're up against the wall, you're okay, and it's not moving fast, so that you don't have to make a dex save or anything.
Okay.
Finn needs to make one more death save. Stabilized. Go ahead and give us a 1d4 roll, please. Also, 1d4 for Ian also. So 2 hours unconscious, 1 hour unconscious. Good job, Ian. So Finn made it stabilized. Harshnag, though trying to stop, he's not able to affect the stone. He's trying as much as he can, using all of his might, and it's does not seem to be working. Ian is stabilized. Coffee. I think we're okay at this point. It's going to roll past, so it'll do another 20 feet in a roll past here. So at 40 feet, it'll be there. and at 60 feet. So in 3 rounds, it rolls past you, Coffee, and it's rolling very slowly back up the hallway. And you guys are all...
All right, I'm going to take Finn and pull him around the corner.
And yeah, we can be out of turn order at this point. So you guys are able to
Same
move as
thing
normal.
with PB. Pull around this other side.
Okay. So you move them around. Harshnag will pick up. Does the body of Nod stay or does it go away, Finn?
It turns into sparkly dust.
Fairy dust. Okay,
And
so yeah, and
poof.
Harshnag will stand over you with a look of anguish on his face that he couldn't stop the stone. He didn't see the stone, and he wasn't able to stop the statue from moving it up forward. And as you guys, one of the things you notice is after a long enough pause, the statue, it goes all the way up, and you see all of the stone archways disappear again. They all open back up. And within another, say, 2 minutes or 4 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, the stone statue walks back down and resumes its place, and then becomes an inanimate stone statue at the bottom in the alcove again, and it stands back in the same position. And now all of the alcoves no longer have stone in them, as far as you can tell.
You definitely have to check these character sheets out. They are modifying stuff on the fly that didn't include any of my charisma bonuses for my... I actually made that save, but I didn't want to ruin it at this point. But there's actually change as I'm looking closer at this. There's actually changes on the sheet that have popped in since last time we played.
Oh, that could be.
I've got a global saving throw modifier now under my saving throw that was not there when we started. So the character sheets have been modified somehow. And my macros are all dead again.
You and your crazy macros.
This is not one that I built. This is one that's in the... This is somebody's modified the actual base of the character sheet. Although it's nice to be able to throw that bless on. I mean, that's cool.
Well, that's the one where if they're within 5 feet of you, they get bonuses to their saving throw, is what you're speaking of? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but I get my charisma bonus to all of my saving throws, and it's just not showing up.
It looks like it is when I look at your number.
That's a 1 plus a 2, and I've got a...
I see a +4, +2.
I see 20, roll die 20 plus 2.
No, I'm seeing +4, +2.
For your dexterity?
Then
That's the one you're talking about?
there were 2
Yeah.
of them that had it, and then the last one for some reason didn't. But your first 2 did.
I'm not seeing +4 plus 2.
Yeah, because it was a
I did.
25, which
That's
you can't roll.
That's my
That's
death
his-
save. That doesn't count. That doesn't get the...
Well,
Well, it's
you
gotta-
did roll. You
Go
rolled
ahead.
dexterity and not a dex save. For one, Ben. It just says dexterity.
All right, so I just rolled a dex. It was a roll die 20 plus 2. So it's an 8 plus my... Is it my proficiency bonus that gets added in there?
Oh.
I've got a 0 dex bonus.
Yeah, there's a +2 of some sort.
Yeah, there's a +2 in there.
Well, my charisma's +3. So where's that +2 coming from?
We'd have to look on your character sheet. Well, we can look at that after the
Are you
session.
proficient with?
Nope. I've got wisdom and charisma as my proficiencies.
Did you write it in yourself? Is that what happened?
I've got 0s on everything here.
We'll come back to it. We'll figure it out. Well, which save would you have made?
Well, the initial
The
dex. The one that killed me.
The initial dex.
Yeah, it was just an 11 plus 0.
Yeah, but what would it have been?
It would have been the 14, right? With your
Oh,
charisma?
okay. All right.
Yeah, I didn't want to stop it because it was we were already rolling through.
That's okay. You can be up. I mean, it,
No.
we can. It's okay. The trap's not supposed to kill anybody.
It didn't kill anybody.
Yeah. It's all okay. Nobody died. Just went unconscious. It's all.
But again, check your sheets because I've got changes here that I did not put in, like the plus for bless and a bunch of other paladin type things that have shown up.
Yeah, my language has disappeared.
You were raging.
Actually, down at the bottom right,
Yeah.
there's something that says looking for missing data with a question mark.
Yeah, that popped up before. If you go into the, I think it's in the cog menu again, and it's on the right, and it is inventory compendium compatible features and traits simple, and it should bring your stuff back. Though my languages are still missing.
Yeah, you have to put those back in manually.
So,
All right. So the group is kind of resting down at the bottom of the hallway here. What would you guys like to do? Statues back in place. Stone archways have dematerialized. You can see in them again.
Seems like we need a long rest.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest the first room on the right, as far away from the rocks as possible.
If we're gonna take a long rest, I'm gonna resummon Nod with one of my last 2 second level spells before we rest.
Okay. You're gonna all do this in which room? Go ahead and move to the room that you want to take your
I'm
rest in.
suggesting the first one on the right.
Okay. Yep. So you're able to cast and bring Nod back.
That's twice. It's always horrible.
And then somebody carry Ian into the room.
yep.
Greybeard or somebody else?
Yeah.
Oh, Greybeard. Okay.
Actually, I asked Finn or someone who knows something about healing. Will it make her conscious if I give her my healing potion?
Well, I'm
She comes back in like an
conscious.
hour before Finn does.
She'll be awake before I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's
then-
breathing, so we're
Yes,
okay with
a
letting her
healing
come
potion
back.
to an unconscious person will bring them back up. Just for future information.
Okay.
But I am breathing. You did bring me back. So it just looks like I'm sleeping.
All right.
The elves are peacefully sleeping.
I say to Greybeard, man, it's so peaceful right now.
All the negativity's left the room. All that religious weight.
All right, so you guys want to go through like a long rest so that you actually do a full 8-hour.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So we'll let that go by. I think we'll call our session there for tonight. Nothing will happen. Nothing approaches. You don't hear anything more. No more rocks go sailing down the hallway. It's cold in here, but there are these large fur skins that are laying across these kind of like stone couches on each side of the walls here. They're big enough to be like a bed for a giant. Plenty of room for all of you to be, pick spots out and use some of the furs for warmth if needed, and tend to your wounded. Within an hour, Ian is the first to awake, up back to 1 hit point, and then Finn at 2 hours, I believe. Was it 2 or 3?
2.
2. Finn wakes back to 1 hit point. Then you would have your spell slots. You could spend them, and then you guys could do an 8-hour rest from that point. Is that what I'm guessing?
Yeah.
What you're gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah,
So about
he'll
10
resummon
hours
that.
later. Yeah. Okay. So when you got here, it was just as night was falling anyways, so you guys are pretty much now resting through what would be the evening, even though you don't see the sun or you don't know what time it is exactly. But it's through the rest of the evening that you will rest and recuperate. So you guys get a full rest, you get all your spell slots back. You would regain half of your hit dice that you spent on any short rest. You would get all your hit points back. Remove any levels of exhaustion. I think that's about it. And I think we'll call it there as the group continues to explore the Eye of the Allfather. It was our first dungeon trap of our campaign, I think, right?
Yeah, it feels like it.
I don't think we've had any traps that's happened.
No, we've had ambushes, but never an actual
dungeon trap. So we're hitting all our firsts. We've gotten small little dragons. We've gotten giants. We've gotten puddings. We've gotten a trap now. We've got a puzzle. That's actually, obviously you guys have figured out there's some type of puzzle to figure out in the room of the Eye of the Allfather Anum. So we'll have a puzzle that you guys will have to figure out at some point. And when we come back, hopefully they're able to find their way to the Oracle and ask the questions they need the answers to. So hopefully everybody enjoyed that. I just want to say thanks for joining. This is a cool map, I think, and cool session so far. And I think everybody played really well. So I think everybody can have inspiration. So everybody will have inspiration for the next session that you can just spend whenever, because I think everybody did a good job of role playing and letting the obvious danger hit your character, even though you as a player knew something was coming. You played your characters really well into that. So I think everybody deserves inspiration for the evening. Be able to spend that on whatever roles you wish coming up. And I think be sure to check out if you missed anything out on the YouTube channel. For YouTube, you can go to /SirLucien or just type in for the search SirLucien. You'll see all of the episodes there. We have a Thursday night session coming up, although it sounds like one of our players will be gone, but I think we're still going to play it. But stay tuned for that. I'll tweet out when we're about to start that game, because that is they need to finish the hill giant fight that they're in and continue on to the Star Metal Hills looking for an artifact. And that should be a good session also with our Team Awesome, as they call themselves at the moment. And then next week, stay tuned for Dark Tides on Monday. And we may have something happen on Thursday, but I'm still working on it, so I don't want to commit quite yet. We'll see for that next Thursday. So other than that, that's it for me. You can check out Greybeard at his channel on Twitch. Check out Greybeard's Tavern. He does many shows. You can check out his schedule. He does have some YouTube videos up that you can go take a look at too. Greybeard Tavern. PB Plays Inside has been streaming and doing videos, so you can check her channel out again at PB Plays Inside. Anything you want me to plug, T-Gray?
Nope. I'm good.
You're good? All right. None of the music stuff you're doing?
No, because we don't have any. We
Okay.
canceled our gigs until after the first of the year.
All right. But well, he's our GM for Dark Tides, and that's been a really good campaign thus far. So check in for that as he's getting his feet wet being a GM for us, which is cool. And Logan's just Logan. That's it. Maybe check his video out for some fighter practice videos tomorrow, or Wednesday anyways. So all right guys, have a awesome night. Thanks for showing up, for everybody that stayed and chat with us, and we will see you in the next one. Bye Spammy and Pristine, and who else was out there? Greybeard,
Sonic Blade.
Sonic was there. Yeah. Who else did we miss?
Well,
Saw a
Glammy.
few.
We didn't see Glammy tonight, though. That was
Glammy.
interesting.
Citizen, that's who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Spammy, Sonic, yeah. All right, so our regulars are out there, which is good. So, all right, guys, thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.